What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios. App like you got some sense. Smash the like and subscribe button. It goes a long way and it helps the channel. We appreciate it. Also share the content. Great show lined up for you today. Gonna talk some college football. Pitt. Last night was embarrassing for the Syracuse Orangemen. And I was physically like taking notes as I'm watching the game, and my wife is looking at me like, are you gonna spend time? I'm like, yes, but this is so epically bad, I have to take notes right now. I will see you later. Then we're going to go ahead and talk some disappointing football teams in college so far. We'll cover the SEC. We'll also cover the Big Ten. Then the New Orleans Pelicans. The other night they played the Chicago Bulls. No Zion, no problem. Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum and DeJounte Murray seem like they can handle it. Also, the Indiana Pacers, they had to fight and claw with the Detroit Pistons to win that game, and why I think that Indiana is one of those second-tier teams that could be a real player in the Eastern Conference. These stories and many more when we come back from a quick 20 from an unofficial sponsor of the show. This is Big Vern. Drop the
better
spot.
pizza, better ingredients. If you got the app open, you can go ahead and check out the Shaq-a-Roni Pizza, $12.99, and that's for members only. And then there's Papa Pairings. You get 2 and more when you pair the papadilla. You get the cookies, you get the breadsticks, and the whole shebang. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza.
Shout out to Papa John's. Make sure you get you a Papa John's pizza tonight. You know, Friday night and everything's going right. Plus, you just got paid. Johnny Cash. Friday night. Boom, boom. Yeah. Oh, man. I've been on the scene partying for too many years, people. But we're not going to delay this story. Pitt. Oh, my goodness. Syracuse. What the hell was that last night? I was literally looking at this thing and I was in shock because they beat the brakes off Syracuse in prime time, and it wasn't even close, fair, or remotely right. The defense took the Orangemen right out of this game, and they did it early. Kyle McCord failed with flying colors. This dude failed with flying colors. If this was his revenge tour and him making the Buckeye faithful miss his services, they are praising Ryan Day's decision to run this dude off. 4 picks in the first half? Not the game, not a quarter, the half. Dude had 4 picks in the picks, and 3 of those 4 was pick sixes. 3 of those 4 were pick sixes. And he didn't stop there. I mean, it wasn't just Kyle McCord couldn't get this thing. I wouldn't even say it was just, it blew my mind because it wasn't, it didn't compute to me why Fran didn't go ahead and put somebody else in. Clearly they had Kyle McCord's number. And you were left thinking, oh my God, how can this get any worse? Well, it did. This dude pulled it down and called his number 3 times, and he ran for negative 23 yards. How is that possible? He decided to run 3 times, and he amassed negative yards. I was number one, I'm not going to take anything from Pitt. Their defense played outrageous. To me, I think their spirit animal was the 84-85 Bears and that 4-4 defense and Buddy Ryan. But this was something to see. And you just was left like, wow. Because when I started looking at the game, and see, this is the difference why you cannot look at a stat sheet and then be like, how are they winning? No, the defense was playing lights out. That's how they were winning this game. But we'll get more into that when we come back from a quick 20 from a rap album we're promoting this month. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot. It's your boy Big Vern coming to you with another rap album. Joel Ortiz and the Heatmakers. War with all respect.
in stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the track: Fortune 500 with Phil Collins, Reaper Man, So Lost featuring Angel Hill, and War with Styles P and Poet Ali. Joel Ortiz in stores now. Shout out to Joel Ortiz. Make sure you go ahead and get War. It's a great album. When we last left off, we were talking about why keep going, because at the half, this was 31-0. And do we even need to play a second half? This should have had a Little League football rule where you could have threw the white towel in, and then people would have walked off the field, and you would have thanked them for their service. 3 pick sixes in one half, or one quarter. That one half, Jesus, my goodness. Now, I know they got this guy off the NIL, but good Lord, can you go back and renegotiate his money, because he's showing that you severely overpaid for his goods and services. The color commentary was even crazy. They were trying to say, this isn't who Kyle McCord is. I'm sorry, sir. This is who he is. And the Buckeyes knew what he was when they saw him in action last year. That's why they bought in Will Howard, and they went in and got Caleb Sand, and then they've got Aaron Nord, which I feel like that guy is the living embodiment of CJ Stroud. But yeah, Kyle McCord could not stay, and this is who he was. Who the hell is trying to give a guy a pep talk? And I'm sure everybody would like to see Fran Brown overreact, and this Pitt secondary, my goodness, they were denying anything and everything deep and under to take away short throws. I mean, they were in his head all day long. At one point, Pitt's offense didn't have more yards than Pitt's defense. It's like, hey, you guys, y'all can take the night off. We got this. Now, all year long, I kept talking about Pitt and how Pitt was a player, and they were doing some things in the ACC that were flying under the radar because they just didn't have a hard schedule. And then outside of them playing that classic with West Virginia and Morgantown, I was just like, okay, because that thing, it just seemed like that was one of the best football games this year. It was pretty much in my top 5. But what they did to Syracuse, oh my goodness, that was a defensive masterpiece. Shout out to them and the way that they coached that defense up. And I'm not going to sit here and try and demonize Syracuse and say that Syracuse wasn't ready for that kind of stage, because they were. Syracuse was ready for that kind of stage. Fran had been winning a lot of games ugly. He had been winning a lot of games tight. And the Orangemen, they didn't have a bad record coming into this game. But Pitt showed you that they can play with the elites in the ACC. Now, I didn't have Pitt finishing above 5th in the ACC, and Louisville was my dark horse. For right now, I could easily make an argument for Pitt to be in that college playoff championship. I could make a case for them to be in the ACC championship. We'll go over that and look at their remaining schedule. But the defense and the offense was just like, wow. And when you go back and you look at this game, I was looking at it halfway through the third quarter, and Syracuse was 12 plays in, and I hadn't even seen the Pitt offense hit the field. Halfway through the third quarter, and I didn't see the Pitt offense hit the field. And I think the more telling part that was horrendous about Syracuse was they got into the red zone for the first time in the 8-minute mark of the third quarter. If that's not beating the brakes off of you, I don't know what is. Give me a quick 20 from a rap album. We'll close this thing out. This is Big Vern. It's your boy Big Vern promoting another rap album this month, The Crossroads by Cordy, in stores next month. This does not come out until November. My personal favorites on the track right now is Summer Drop with him and Anderson .Paak, Mad as Buck, Saturday Morning with Lil Wayne, and 210s featuring Anderson .Paak on the bonus track. Cordy, out next month. Get it where you legally consume music. This is Big Vern. Yeah, shout out to Cordy. I like the project, The Crossroads.
Those early tracks they released are really good. Check that album out. So looking downhill for Pitt, they play SMU, and that's going to Texas. So that is going to be one of those games you keep your eye on. Whoever wins that game, I say they're on cruise control because they get Clemson at home. And then they head to L&N Stadium to play Louisville on the 23rd. And then after that, they finish out the season in Boston and playing Boston College, which is a nowhere program right now. And it's a dirty diaper of a team. However, is Pitt real? Let me know in the comments. Is Pitt real? Because right now it's looking like these dudes is on fire. And if you get Clemson and Pitt in a rematch for the ACC title game, I think we're all good for it. This is Pitt.